What's up guys, Matty here. Today we're going to be checking out the new features in Pro Tools 2022.9. There are two main features. One is Melodyne. It is now built into Pro Tools. It works flawlessly and I am so happy to finally have this in this DAW. The other feature, which I think is equally impressive, is Aux IO. Now this allows you to use your normal playback engine, or, whatever audio interface you always use, but you can also bring in other streams, if you will. So we can now make an aux channel, hit a few buttons, and bring in Apple Music into our Pro Tools session. So if you need to reference it, you can use that. This will also be fantastic for those of us working in Dolby Atmos and other I/O needs you might have. So in today's video, we're going to check both of these out. Before we do get started, please make sure to like and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Let's go. All right, guys, so first things first, let's check out Melodyne. So it is super simple to use, and the one thing I love about Pro Tools is even though they take decades to bring in new features that a lot of other DAWs have, when they finally do bring it in, like folders, for instance, it's so well done and so easy to use and so intuitive and so the way you would want it to work. So kudos to Pro Tools for, even though they take forever to do things, when they do it right. All you got to do is you right click over here and you click Melodyne and click edit, and boom, the whole file is loaded, all ready to edit, and you can change it however you want. You can go in and switch the notes around, turn them up and down. Oh, no. Shout out to my boy Garrett Gregory, who's letting us use his vocal. Please make sure to check him out. Amazing country artist from Canada. And then, you can do all the stuff you would do in Melodyne, right? Now, here's what's amazing about this, because for those of us who've used Melodyne and Pro Tools, you had to transfer it in, and then you were kind of stuck where it was until you committed it, because if you move the audio, the Melodyne wasn't going with it. You couldn't do edits. It was a pain in the butt. Now, check this out. If I take this and say this is our hook, and we duplicate it to the next hook, the Melodyne goes with it. And so, if you want to change the note end at one part, you can on there, and then it'll be the same back there. Or if you change more notes here, you can copy and paste it back over just like an audio file. It's amazing. Other super cool feature about this and the way they have it going is, let's say there's not, but let's say there was a breath right here and we didn't want that in there, and the artist said on the notes, let's take that out. Well, if we were still using the Melodyne of old, it would be a little bit of a pain in the butt to do that. Now we just exit out. You notice in the Melodyne it X's out and cuts right out, if I don't pick, comes back in. So it works flawlessly, like I said. And, everything else is just normal Melodyne. I don't think we need to go into all that today. Other cool feature is, if you notice down here, there are these tabs in Pro Tools now. And so you have Melodyne. You also have the MIDI editor down here, which we don't have MIDI, so it's not highlighted. But we do have Clip Effect. And Clip Effect is I think, slept on quite a bit. And what Clip Effect does, if you don't know, is you can just take a little piece, right? And we can take that and EQ it differently. There's a great EQ curve. And then go to the next clip and that EQ is removed. So if you just want to do, this is great for doing plosives and stuff like this. You can set up presets. It's a really great tool to do just clip-based EQing and compression. So cool to have that in the tabs there. It used to be up here by the universe, but I love it down here. And I'm pretty sure there's probably quick keys, which I got to learn because it's going to be helpful to switch back and forth to this. And it almost makes me wonder if this is something new Pro Tools is going to have for new features. You'll have them all at the bottom there, and you can just, tab through them or whatever. But really cool to have clip gain down there. Clip effects down there. Cool little extra added feature that, hasn't been discussed. Okay, the next feature we're going to go over is the Aux IO. Now, this is something that I think is very cool. And for this example, what we're going to do is we're just going to set up an aux in our Pro Tools session, and we're going to have Tidal play into our session. Look how easy this is. All we got to do is go to Setup, IO, and then you will now notice that there's a new button in your IO setting. It's called Aux IO. And you click it and you'll notice all these different device names. And so what this is all the audio devices on my system. So, we can pick whatever we want. For one instance, you could actually add the MacBook Pro speakers. So say you want to listen to your mix through the Mac speakers, you could actually do that and set it up on an aux and have it just play out that. So that's huge right there, just doing that. But for this, we're going to do title into here. And as you can see, I already have it selected as Pro Tools Audio Bridge. So they have these different bridges, and you can set them up to do different things. They do suggest that you make the channels of the bridge equal to what you're trying to do, or at least close to it. So for this instance, we're just doing 2 channels, stereo input. And we're going to select in, so bridge 2A, and click OK. And now you'll notice that the Pro Tools Audio Bridge is in our I/O, right? So that's cool. Click OK there. Now all we got to do is set up a new aux channel. And I'm going to actually turn the main fader down because I don't want the YouTube police to come after me when you hear the music. But we're going to switch Pro Tools, the input of this aux, to Pro Tools Audio Bridge. So now you can see this is here. And if we go to title, I can switch. You can do this, on other platforms. This is just the one I'm using. Switch to Pro Tools Audio Bridge 2A as our output. And I'm going to hit play. And now you see title is playing through here. And this will be great. So, you can use things like decibel or whatever your system is, whatever your analyzing system is, to check out, how loud a song is, or, check out the frequency spectrum, whatever you do when you're maybe analyzing a song and checking out, how they maybe created the song. Or if you're just, the artist sent you a reference song and you want to be able to A/B really quick in Pro Tools, this is a huge way to do it. So, this not only works for just this, you can do it any other way you want it. Use it with the Dolby Atmos render is a huge way, and I think maybe one of the main reasons they've done this, but a huge feature that is really well welcomed. All right, so those are the 2 main features in Pro Tools 2002.9. What we will notice, and which I'm sure will be asked, is it M1 compatible now? Is it native M1? The answer is no. It is not. They're still working on that, and it's kind of disappointing that they are. However, at this point, I got to believe that in order to make Pro Tools work efficiently on an M1 computer, or be native, not work efficiently, because it's actually working really well. And I got to say, even Rosetta, Pro Tools is super stable on an M1. All the plugins work fine except for Acustica, which are not working fine. But it is working well, but it's not native. It's not an M1 native software yet. And I got to assume that there, a lot of stuff under the hood that has to happen in order to make that work. And I'm also hoping that when it does work, it's going to be, really take all the processing power that you can from the M1 and use it in a great way. So we will see. Fingers crossed we get it by the end of the year. Let me know what you guys think about the new updates in the comments below. If you need your songs mixed and mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. You can also find my courses and presets there too. Talk to you soon.